Welcome back to the final series of the first day of the IESF Central Asian Dota 2 qualifiers. I'm Wexon, joined by Black, bringing you the debut on stream of two teams. First and foremost, we've got Uzbekistan, and secondly, we've got none other than Tajikistan. And Black, I gotta say, this is gonna be a hell of a matchup.
Well, on paper, maybe not that much. You know, Suneko is a big friend of mine. I love him so much. So this game, I'm gonna give to them. It should be okay. Actually, I don't know the rest of his team, so I can't hype it up too much for his team. But how do you think it's gonna go? Have you heard of the other players on his team? Do you think they're up to his level of standard, or is he just by far the best in the team? Like, what sort of level are we looking at here?
You gotta say Suneko's gotta be the beast in this squad. As we're actually starting with Team Tajikistan rosters first. Black, it's gonna be Majestic, Bath, Bounty, Sadiq, and OSS.
I feel like, again, I've definitely played against a couple of these guys before. I'm pretty sure. Or did I? I feel like the names ring some bells. You know?
Is this like some sort of riddle? I played against some of this one. Did I? This is a Black's audition tape for the Riddler in the DC universe.
No, but I think if I did, whatever, the memories will come back as I watch them play, I'm sure. But yeah, that lineup on paper, I don't know. To be honest, I don't know. I don't know their team too well. I don't know their play style really. I don't know their favorite heroes. If they match up well with the meta, it's gonna be tough to say really where they stand. We haven't seen them yet. This game is gonna be very enlightening to us and probably the community too, as to where this team really stands. What is their current score?
Tajikistan. This is their debut completely in the tournament.
Game.
Yeah, haven't played at all.
And Uzbekistan was 1-0 right now, correct?
That is correct. They defeated Turkmenistan in the first series off stream.
Okay, good. All right. So, well, then we just gotta say they are probably the favorite. I mean, Suneko's squad generally is quite good. He's a fantastic captain as well. And he is still a support, right? Did he transition to core?
Absolutely no. Suneko will be playing position 5 more certainly, as he's probably going to be the captain as well, similar to what Zayat was doing for Kyrgyzstan. He will be joined by Escape, Aristocrat, which is kind of like a short way of aristocrat, I guess. Alternate, and Risu will be joining him in their attempt at actually staying up there in the undefeated slots of this division next to Kyrgyzstan. Yeah, Black, do you think there is any chance Uzbekistan gets upset here?
There's always a chance, right? Especially because, as you said, it's their debut here. I do not know how good they really are, or as I said, what kind of strategies they like, their play styles, anything really. So it's a tough call, but what we can be pretty certain of is that Suneko's team is going to be pretty solid. Maybe not the Kyrgyzstan level, but still pretty much up there. To us, as we previously said, they're probably the top 2 team, just behind Kyrgyzstan. And I mean, they have to prove it here, basically, right? Tajikistan is the only other opponent that we haven't seen yet. If they beat them handily, the second place is pretty much all but guaranteed already.
Absolutely.
But yeah, we'll see. Maybe Tajikistan can put up a fight. We don't know. Maybe they could even take the map. It would be epic.
I mean, there is a world in if, let's say, Tajikistan loses here and they defeat Kyrgyzstan, and then Uzbekistan defeats Kyrgyzstan, they could fight for a 3-way tie, right? That is a possibility. Again, is that going to be what's happening today? Well, we'll have to wait and see. Like
maybe.
You said. They are an unknown quantity, and today was a really long. And we had a lot of back and forth, even in matches that felt really one-sided. I want to go back to the Myanmar series. I felt like they should have finished that game.
No, we don't want to go back to that.
23 minutes, but then they took another 40, 50 minutes to get it over the finish line since that point. So hopefully the teams will be slightly more decisive. And we saw in last game, the last two games, Kyrgyzstan coming out swinging and converting victories, objectives on the back of great laning phases. So I think that's going to be the key. What heroes are you going to pick to not get obliterated in the first 6 to 8 minutes of this map?
Yeah, today I've cast a lot of games. In most of the games that I cast, the team that picked really strong lanes ended up losing the lanes, and then the game really snowballed out of control from there on out. Mm-hmm. So seriously, like, if you draft to win lanes, I'm a big fan of winning lanes because it makes playing Dota a lot simpler, a lot easier. But if you draft to win lanes, you have to make absolutely sure that you actually do that too, which means pre-horn, there can't be any like uncertainties. You know, like these level 1 scrambles for a lineup that wants to win lanes are super dangerous because the first blood goes the other way. Suddenly the entire lane balance is different, and you might just end up losing the lane because of that, and your entire draft just falls flat because of that. And it just absolutely cannot happen.
10 seconds
so
remaining.
you're gonna be, like, as I said, super aware of that, because if you pick to win lanes and you don't, we have seen it in the Monkey King draft just a while back. Yeah. Nothing. You cannot play the game if your draft isn't designed to play the game that way.
Okay, we got...
That's a lot of interesting bans. Toddle, Meepo, and Enigma.
So again, it's clearly that the teams in this region are onto a Broodmother patch, and that's why there's an instant ban for every single game thus far. The one of the heroes that has been banned, both games by Kyrgyzstan, makes its way through. It's going to be the Shadow Fiend first pick, and Uzbekistan instant reply with the Pudge on back black. 736C came out a few days ago, and both of these heroes got nerfed. They still seem to be pretty valued by all teams we've seen in the last 3 games. And do you think that is the cause because the teams practiced for these qualifiers for the last several weeks, and that was the meta then?
It very well might be. There aren't, like, the nerfs of the last patch honestly aren't that massive. Like, a couple are of course worse than others, but I think the 2 heroes that I picked right now, they haven't really been super nerfed. Like a little bit, you know, but not to a point where they're unplayable. I'm a big SF fan, although apparently recently people figured out more how to play against it. And on top of him, of course, being nerfed in the C patch, not super significantly, but, you know, quite a bit. A little bit less slow here, a little bit less damage early on. It all stacks up ultimately.
Of course.
And Pudge in general is and has always been a decent answer to SF because you have a BKB counter for the Requiem, which oftentimes you don't have. So it makes sense. We'll see if it's a core Pudge or support Pudge. We've seen both
10
today.
seconds remaining.
Yeah, and SF also hates playing versus Pudge in general. I don't know why, but whenever I play against SF as Pudge, they just eat every hook.
Elder Titan, second time we see it in the last few games.
Elder Titan Pudge is also a fantastic combo. Of course, you put them to sleep for a long time. It's a guaranteed hook every time.
Great setup, absolutely, for this Pudge, which we don't know if it's going to be a core support. I guess we assume it's going to be a support Pudge, but it's far from being confirmed as quite interesting. Tajikistan banning out the Wind Ranger and the Clinks, who are 2 great heroes dealing with, well, the Weaver, also still in the pool. So Tajikistan is really going for what you would consider S-tier heroes, or you would have considered S-tier cores in 736B up until a few days ago.
And I like that. Really pick what you're strong with, comfortable with. Their draft right now, what I'm worried about is they have no stun, no way to catch anything. And if you're already underdog, I always say, play simple Dota. This Dota right now is not simple whatsoever. The laning phase might be good, but post-laning phase, what do you do? Even during the laning phase, if something goes wrong, how do you recover without any stuns, without any ways to reliably gank? So the last 2 heroes they picked, they need to make up for that big time. Bad Rider, wow, that's the first time I see that hero in ages. That hero has been so giga ultra nerfed. I'm actually excited to see what they're going to do with it.
Yeah, it's been at least a solid, well, I think before 736 when we last saw Bad Rider being played as a support. And
10 seconds remaining.
I mean, this is a pretty greedy lineup, which also tells us we might be looking at a Pudge core Templar Assassin also being picked up right here by Uzbekistan to get a bit of a tempo on top of that Shadow Fiend. And Tajikistan, well, both sides actually still have plenty of reserve time black. I want to see them
10
actually
seconds remaining.
consider what they're doing now, because they do not have overall last pick. And if they want to not reveal another core here, they actually could put themselves in a precarious position, because then they could get banned out.
Yeah, and as I said, that next pick needs to make up for a lot of the Saber problems they have.
Yeah.
It could be just be a disruptor. That's a pretty simple solution just to get some catch. And here I really like a lot. But the biggest problem they run into now is that the Shadow Fiend, I'm assuming it's going to be Bad Rider middle with a roaming Pudge, and you can really absolutely destroy SF that way. You flame break him back in, Pudge runs at you, you don't even need to hit the hook. You just get in rod range, you're dead.
Radiant team back.
Lifestealer, okay.
Lifestealer. Man, they really have nothing. No lockdown whatsoever. How do they play Dota like this?
And this
It's
is
going to
gonna
be tough.
And that means it's Weaver support.
Yes, or off
So-
lane. But I wouldn't want
10
to see that.
seconds remaining.
I guess you could go Weaver offlane, and maybe then you're getting a
5 seconds
Void
remaining.
Spirit mid. But then Templar Assassin can just flex mid and destroy you.
Now it's pretty much
Honey-
guaranteed SF mid and Lifestealer safe lane, but we need a stunner. Right? And picking off lane, like an off lane that has stuns like Mars and
Oh,
whatnot,
true.
they really suffer against Templar
Dire
Assassin.
team back.
These kind of heroes.
Dire team back.
I'm very worried for the draft of Tajikistan. Like, this is the kind of draft that you see in a pub game and you just lose the game in 10 minutes.
Radiant team
The
back.
Beastmaster's still available, and we saw it banned first ban earlier. Could be an alright pick, quite good at dealing with a Bat Rider. Blinks Lasso gets roared, pushes the team around it. A long range disable for the Pudge would give them a bit
10
more
seconds
presence in the
remaining.
team fight. And then you have Beastmaster plus Weaver or Undying on the lane is not
5 seconds
that
remaining.
awful. Of course, Darkseer is still available if you want to go that route, but then you don't have any lock in any capacity.
This
Centaur?
Uzbekistan draft is... The
Centaur's
problem
still
is, as I
available.
said, whatever you pick though, whether it's Centaur or Beastmaster or Mars, you suffer so much against TA.
How about a Slardar?
Same story, really. It's
Okay.
like it's something that you need for sure. It's just
Radiant
TA counters
team.
almost every melee matchup in the entire game. It's just so hard to lane against her, especially with a support there, whether it's a Pudge or the Titan. It's gonna be big problems. Big problems.
33
If they-
seconds reserve
Dude, if
time.
they
and
finish this
15.
draft without any stun, like I don't know what to say.
10 seconds.
If they finish this draft without any stun, that means Uzbekistan is just taking a Storm Spirit, right?
Literally nothing, no stun. And this hero
Wow.
is not good against TA. I really think this might be the most one-sided match of the day. We'll see.
Draft
I
wise, for
think-
sure.
It's the most outdraft that we have seen today.
10 seconds remaining.
You clearly put Pudge off lane, TA safe lane, and you get a Storm here, right?
5
Right?
seconds remaining.
Could work, for sure. You could also just put Bad Rider middle and destroy SF that way with the support roaming Pudge and pick another
That's true.
offlaner. If you want to, like a Wind Ranger or something. Like, you're not afraid of anything as a Wind Ranger. You literally just walk away.
And it's gonna be the
Oh, man.
daddy of all daddies. I wanted to see this 2 games ago. Was it black? It's gonna be the Outworld Devour, and
That's nasty. It's real nasty. Like the what is it called? Astral into Hook. It's such
Yeah.
a strong combo. It has been since forever. You have the offlane Bad Rider against Lifestealer. It's not that great of a matchup, of course, but Bad Rider can always farm. And then you have the TA against Under, which is completely TA favorite. I am a bit scared for the SF. They have no real way of helping him. Any Astral into Hook, he's dead. He TPs back to lane, Astral into Hook, you're dead. How do they save him?
I don't think you do. I don't think you do. I guess Weaver Aghanim Scepter. right? You Aghanims your target, so yeah, just rush that Weaver, position 4, 5, whatever that is. Although I gotta say, I don't think the Underlord is, given the circumstances that they find themselves in at this point in the draft, I think Underlord is not great versus Templar Assassin, but I think it could be a way of, separating a team fight, throw the bubble in the middle, allow your team to maybe disengage, and if someone oversteps and gets rooted, to re-engage if needed. Overall, yes, it's heavily favoring Uzbekistan, maybe 80-85%. Looking at the picks, and that on top of the fact that they are, well, the individual player favorites, it's going to be a tough mountain to climb, but Tajikistan, they would like to start the campaign here in the qualifiers with at least a good showing, if not a victory.
Yeah, I don't want to count them out just yet. I'm just saying, purely draft-wise, even the most elite of elite teams would struggle with a draft like this. No, it's going to be very tough to really convert into much of anything. Like, SF will need a Yule Scepter at some point if he chooses to go for that. They'll need an ATOS on the Underlord. Lifestealer won't have a Basher for like the longest time. Weaver might build into a Gleipnir at some point, but your early mid game is really weak in terms of control. Like, literally any hero can just TP out every time.
Look, connecting under the tower range. Okay, it's not going to let him connect. They're going to use the Astral. They're trying to turn around. Grizzly has to get out of there, and actually doing so, Spady is going to be the one to fall to the raises of the Shadow Fiend, and now the damage. Beautiful flame break onto 4, separating the team fight, getting the kill back, and now Seneko tries to get out. Bounty as well will actually get claimed by Aristocrats. Ult will devour, and Grizzly is way too close, but I think he should be safe.
Makes it out just fine. But again, I think if you had... I know I'm beating a dead horse here. If you had a lockdown, it's probably 2 kills probably for you. You know, stuns are pretty good. Stuns are pretty good at Dota. Anyway, there's not too much damage done, just 1 kill lead. Is it trade bounties? No, it's 3 bounties actually for the Dire as well. So it's not the best start.
Shadowfiend with first blood is always a menace, right? Like,
yeah.
Okay, sadly, the OD is still ahead of him in net worth because he got involved in the other 2 kills. But if Shadowfiend could have been the one up top, he could have tried bullying out this Aristocrat Outward Devourer.
Yeah. I mean, it's still going to be a pretty good lane for SF until Patch decides, well, I don't want you to have fun anymore. See you next game.
Up top, Seneko will try to bully out the Underlord, which is, again, similar to what we saw in Game 1. It's a really great support. Whoa, what's happening here?
My friend.
Just tanked 4 tower hits. Will be safe, but really overzealous at trying to pressure that OD, paying with a lot of HP for that attempt.
Yeah, had like 3-4 stacks on him, wanted to keep that pressure up. Perhaps even try to kill him, but yeah. You gotta know when to retreat.
Okay, they are zoning this out. Black. It's Shadow Fiend still 6 last hits, looking really good. He's usually struggling. The more points in Astral Imprisonment the OD will get, so it's good that he's getting a slight early lead by pushing the wave under the tower and forcing the OD to struggle last hitting. Like I said, as soon as the OD hits level 3 and then 5 respectively, it's not going to be as easy for him, so he'll be forced to go and stack for himself and kill in the jungle. Bottom lane, this should be a pretty free farm lane for the Lifestealer, and right now he only has 5 last hits, again, out of 3 creep waves. I wonder what's up with the safe lanes, because I feel like the safe lane Radiant at all 3 games have really struggled.
Yeah, ultimately just comes down to last hitting. Like, Lifestealer's damage isn't that high early on, especially.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah, as you said, it's pretty damn easy to never die in this lane. Which is... Ooh. Snake actually going down. Okay, getting onto the board. But we just see the gold advantage is steadily growing. Bigger and bigger and bigger we go.
The bigger, the better. The Oh, okay, nice. OSS. Oh, I really wanted to get that banner creep. But Istocrat doesn't have an Astral. If we get a connection with the raises, but oh, OSS again will tank 3 tower hits. Yet again, Black. It's... I don't...
Whoa. What?
Wait. What? Huh? How? Okay, the hook definitely
level 2
connected.
also. He must have had a lot of stickies on him. No rage to dispel just yet.
See, this is the second time you actually highlight the fact that we get a lifestealer with no rage early on. And look at how many creeps are by tanking the meat hook of the Pudge. They're so confident though, they don't care. They're playing under the tower range, they're trying to put pressure on Majestic and force him miss some of these last hits. Only level 2 still. I mean, you have a lifestealer Undying lane, Black. You want to dominate your opponents. That's what Undying excels at, as we see Escape claiming the kill on Bounty, and now we're getting the Weaver, trying to get something back on Soneko. He has used the stick, but he's not going to commit.
It's a tough cookie to swallow, unfortunately. But as we said, the individual prowess might just be a little bit too much for the Radiant to handle. Yeah, Bad Rider is definitely having too good of a time.
Shadow Fiend. It gets banished. Speedy just walks next to him. Cannot connect. Has another mid-range raise. Can he get in that position? He cannot. Will fall to the Pudge. And that's what I said. Level 5 OD. Shadow Fiend doesn't have a game. I think getting the Pudge involved so early to actually kill the SF, not just isolate him, was the great tactical decision from the side of Uzbekistan.
I mean, look at his TP status as well. Cooldown for 40 seconds. He's gonna miss like 2 entire waves on the tower.
Pop the
while already
smoke.
being mega pressured. To escape. Actually,
It's safe.
escape.
Yeah, you can even see he went from a present to past tense. You can see how much damage he was giving it, but does fall. Maybe overstepping, trying to get the connection onto the Weaver there. Still, allowing Escape to get more free last hits under his own tower without getting pressured.
Radiant structures.
From 6 to 3, they're fortifying the wave. They're actually pressuring this Templar Assassin because... Black, do you know why they're pressuring this TA so much? Is
Why?
because the way refraction works in 736C is more of a barrier than what it used to be before, and they burn quite easily through it, as Majestic is also almost burning through this Bat Rider. Yes, he is. Oh, he walked into that. Weaver and... Oh, no, what? When are they dying? What were they doing there?
Kill galore. A bloodbath on all sides.
Okay, let's rewatch what happened
again.
So connection
Easy
from
kill
the
on the
Elder
Underlord.
Titan. Yeah.
That's easy.
And then Weaver just...
Oh, SF in trouble again, mid lane in the live view.
Oh, Ultimate's coming in. The hammer has hit the Weaver, surprisingly somehow not dying to that OD burst damage. Unbelievable. Sanity's eclipse. More like insanity, am I right?
Yeah, or as Odie would say, sanity eclipsed. You are gone. 4K lead in 6 minutes. It's a rough beginning. It's a rough beginning.
Radiant's
Well, Underlord 1800 net worth. Rough. What else can we say?
We can say that the Elder Titan is only 4 last hits behind him.
Dire are scanning.
Right? That's what that is.
Yeah, definitely. Lifestealer is barely ahead of Bad Rider in last hit. That's also a problem.
Did get the kill on the Bad Rider a few moments ago, so you know. At this point, I think you're just taking all the small victories that you can.
Agreed.
There's not even stacks for OSS to kill here. It's just killing the actual neutrals. He's also under the observer ward. We look at the Pudge just coming for it. Is he gonna reveal his position with this hook attempt? We're gonna steal the bounty runes. Oh, okay. Stole only a single bounty rune.
Not speedy enough.
No, I think he was too speedy, Black. He was too speedy that he just ran away from the bounty rune. That's what happened.
Fair enough.
Okay,
Well, there's no
Bounty just-
escape for Bounty.
Is that a solo kill? No, Soneko was there. Resup does get pursued, but he's flying. He's on top of the high ground, and now the Pudge is here, level 5. They will turn around, but beautiful golem, just helping them tank, and now the last hit will go to
Hey,
first
Odie, no. Yeah.
the support and OSS. They're also trying to catch the Weaver mid, but he's escaping, and this is a bit of a small victory for Tajikistan.
Yeah. Finally, nice rotation from the SF as well. He needed to do that. Can't really lane mid lane anymore. So Weaver's just taking over. And yeah, quick little jab. But as we know, jabbing and boxing is only so good. You really gotta get that uppercut, that hook in. Where's that gonna come from? Oh, Bounty again. He's gonna die so quick. Ouch, ouch, ouch. And Odie adds some extra ouch. He has 5 1 charges. Oh yeah. Would have been enough to live, but escape doesn't allow that. That's some. Ooh, that was a close hook.
This Underlord doesn't have a game. It's
Yeah, I mean, they picked
Tragic.
Underlord into TA. It's literally probably the hardest counter, to be honest, on the safe lane.
And now Aristocrat gets another kill for his Outward Devour. I'm looking at this net worth chart, Black, and this TAOD, 1,000 gold ahead of this Lifestealer. I don't even want to look further down as the ET is out farming Underlord. They're trading places, but the Pudge is not far behind them either. And look at the top, they're really trying to go on escape. Lots of decays from Grizzly. He's very beefy, speedy, only level 5, cannot turn around with a Dismember. He does not have that at his disposal, but look at OD. Up close and personal. Weaver's there as well, and now Requiem of Souls is going to connect in time. Escape! Coming in too close, just in the range, but turns around with a refraction. One more right click will kill OSS, but he's actually going for it. They want to get the kill on escape, but the barrier is too strong. OSS really wants to get in range. I think he might be overstepping his welcome here, and he will get punished, most certainly, despite getting the Batrider very low as well.
Running away also here, as is the OD still. Triple Bounty rune too. Oh, careful there. Oh, it's burning, it's burning. Ah, barely didn't burn out. Might have another Astral here. Yeah, the Undying is actually doing a lot of work. Oh, Suneko. Does he get the stomp off? Nope. Just barely out of range.
Majestic going for a lot of like small level items, completing the Orb of Corrosion. I think realizing he is the only hero having a bit of farm for the Radiant side, which means he will need to try get involved a little bit to help his team not completely lose the game, as they're trailing 4k behind at minute 11 and, well, half of the kills that Uzbekistan has.
The good news is that it kind of stopped the bleeding. There was 4k for quite a while. So that's always good news. However, as I said, at this point, how do you really recover? Oh, they have Dismember, they have Lasso.
They're gonna get him. The gate is coming too late. Majestic tried to go to the gate, but it's not gonna be, well, he's not gonna be healthy enough for that, but they're trying to turn around and they catch the kill onto Speedy. Now, can they catch anything else? They don't have the stuns, and this is the problem that we talked about, but the Peter Malice comes in time, connects onto 2, but the buyback from the Pudge. We have a time lapse from the Weaver. He was going very low in HP. Grizzly now 1v1ing the Pudge. Who is gonna be beefier? Who's gonna be fatter? Bounty falls through, uses Batrider. The Temple Assassin's here, and the Earth Splitter connects. It's gonna be the Batrider still somehow surviving.
Pushy in 3. Oh,
Gets caught. What a dismember. Shikuchi or not, you are Shikuchi. Gone. And they killed the Punch and they forced the buyback. That's the only saving grace they had.
dude, he absolutely just obliterated me.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Like, you're gone. Kind of obliterated. It was, how much HP did they have when the Weaver? Like 80%? He used one shot.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
TA is a hero, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. She got like what, 7 nerfs 2 patches ago? 6 nerfs? Oh, it says now. Look at the hook connection coming in 3, 2, 1. Telegraphed. Yes, connects. Pitch perfect. Dismember just for safety. So Nako's gonna go for the final right-click last hit. Just for style points. As Aristocrat loses his kill spree, it's 1,000 gold swing only because of that. And this is what you talked about, Black. Probably one of the oldest setups for a Podge combo, especially since 2017 when they added the duration bar on top of the Astral Imprisonment. It's even easier to connect the hook nowadays than it was before.
Yeah, the story of Dota. I always like to say back in my days, but it makes me sound like a boomer, so I don't do that. But back in my days, we didn't have that. We didn't have a stun bar. We didn't have a disable bar. We didn't have a flying courier. We didn't have a courier each.
That is a change and a half. Oh, they're actually turning around. They're coming in through the gate. The lasso is not going to do anything as Majestic will be raged up and it's going to expire. And now it's a 5 versus 3. You need to get your Shadow Fiend here. You are completely outnumbered, my friends. They're really trying to get the damage done and they're getting lower and lower. But now another Orchid coming in and it's going to be 4 to fall after. So Neko will connect with another Stomp, allowing Aristocrat to get a double.
What just happened? It was 5k lead at minute 30, now it's 9k. It's a 4k swing in a minute. Pretty crazy stuff. Desolator's picked up on the TA already. Roshan is about to migrate over to the Dire side in just a minute. That's probably when they're gonna pick up the Aegis.
It's a wipe. It's crumbling
Easy
down,
peasy.
Black. We talked about the importance of lanes, and they didn't do great, but they didn't really feed. And they survived the laning phase. They're now just completely getting obliterated in mid-game. Another hook connecting on the back of a bait from Escape. Grizzly it's gonna potentially get away. Yeah, Peter Malix comes in to help him with the assist. A nice save hook from Speedy. But Escape doesn't care. He wants to turn around and go for more damage. I think he has a full Desolator flying in right now. Requiem of Soul on top of Storm, but another meat hook from the Podge. It might be meat, it might be meaty, and look at the OD coming in from the backline. Even has the Sanity's Eclipse, doesn't need it. The damage is sufficient. The Orchid and Dismember, bit of Malice, but another Astral Imprisonment. Okay. Aristocrat with the next level bait. They are having Troll. What a double kill with the Mel Strike. Did you see what happened there, Black?
What happened?
Aristocrat tanked the meat hook of Podge because he didn't want to lose the kill. And because of that, the Weaver almost escaped, so he was forced to use the Sanity's Eclipse.
Yeah, well, that's a classic, right? My kill, nope.
Yeah, maybe a bit of a overcommit, but I think if you're Uzbekistan right now, you're more than chilling. You have yet to use a single tier 1 tower. You're 13,000 gold ahead in minute 16.
Well, Lifestyle came out. Is it a good idea? Sometimes staying in safety.
Hook. Bish bash bosh. No, I like this. This is entertaining, and I think this is good tape for Kyrgyzstan because Uzbekistan is being another kill. Uzbekistan is fearless right now. They are smashing Tajikistan. They've been for the last, what was it, minute 12, minute 11? You said 13, right? Since minute 13, they have hit the gas pedal, and they're just on top of Tajikistan through and through.
Making it look a little bit too easy, but we already said, just from the draft, it looked insanely one-sided, unfortunately. You just can't play Dota without any stuns. Like, not a single one. The best thing they have is a root, and that's it. Now, how do you make any plays happen, right? Oh, they see Lifesteal again. Hook.
They connect. Unbelievable. I mean, he was a standing still target. He was on triangle on top of a trap, of course. That's not that unbelievable, but it's great to see another Podge be successful twice in a day. Hook yet again. Weaver dies. Black. Tajikistan really need to do something to come back into this one. And the answer might be, you know, you force Uzbekistan to dive you in your fountain. IESF blinks behind them and Requiems of Soul to push them even further in. Because otherwise, I don't see a way.
It's a tough one, for sure. Let's look around items real quick. He's going for Yasha, Kaya. That's still far off though. They might just be going high ground with his Aegis. There's nothing to really stop them. Anytime there's an Astral, ooh, hits the hook.
Okay, that was kind of impressive. I have to admit, speed, connecting yet again, Speedy, sorry, escape jumping forward, gonna melt that Undying, and now the Vessel coming in. Escape has the Aegis, but you would like to pop it, get saved by the Aghanim Shard. This member of the Pudge will heal up. Oh, no, it was actually the Astral Imprisonment. My apologies, everybody. Look at the Earth Splitter connecting onto two. Maelstrike off top the high ground, trying to get this beefy cores, healing the Undying, both below half HP, but they managed to survive for now.
Yeah, Underlord is still a very good high ground defender, so they're not gonna lose again. Ooh, they see the SF.
What is it? Blink out, pitch perfect, dodging, baiting out the Sanity's Eclipse, and then getting out of there. The biggest victory for Tajikistan in the last, well, 10 minutes or so.
Not sure what he's saying. Probably, can own screw up.
Yeah, haha, easy ult.
Easy old lol.
Yeah, probably something along those lines. As we now see him trying to split push down bottom, he did manage to previously claim the tier 1 Dire from the bot lane, and now he's trying to force some rotations, which he successfully does so. They want to burn as much time of the Aegis as possible before they get knocked on the high ground. He will get completely wrapped up around. They are the ones scanning. That is a weird angle to scan if you're Radiant.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Suneko says hello.
Requiem of Soul on top of the Fit and Malice. It's gonna be a kill, but you might pay 2 for 1 for that one. It's not a good discount here. Oh, it says tries to hide in the corner. Gonna go at the very end. Dodges the. Okay, never mind.
Almost dodges the hook.
I swear that was gonna miss. Come on.
Well,
I think it clicked back into it or something.
Factually, it did not miss. Ooh, lifesteal. Pain, it hurts. But who's in real trouble here? Or the TA overstayed her welcome.
Well, still gets the kill, has the Aegis. I don't think you've got the facilities to fight even 3v1 right now, my friends.
Yes.
And on the bright side, Lifestealer doesn't have anything. So he's going to be back in about 15 seconds.
Yeah,
bought an armlet.
That's not a bright side, though.
What do you mean? Of course it is. You have the chance of fighting once again. Oh, hook. Okay, never mind. He's 1,000 behind the lowest support on the side of Uzbekistan. It's quite tragic, actually, what's happening in this game. And in all honesty, it's only testament to how good Uzbekistan is, Black. We finally wanted to have a closer region. We've been talking about some of these really one-sided regions with just a team. Now we see potential for 2. Another Meepo connecting. Undying, walking in a straight line, gets punished and dead for 41.
Yeah, and that's the big high ground defender. Without him, it's going to be a lot easier to reach. Aghanim stepped on Elder Titan as well.
My goodness. Escape is 13-0-17, by the way. Perfect game this far. Look at the damage flying in. Your Sanity's Eclipse and Majestic gets eaten alive. The Elder Titan will finally miss an Earth Splitter for once. They're trying to hold this push. They lose the first melee racks. The range will soon follow. The Vessel trying to get Escape lower and lower. 5 seconds. No hit Lord. But look at the hook. Speedy just jumped in and hooks Majestic into the ground. And Majestic instantly pulls out the good game. Uzbekistan with their debut on stream making an absolute statement.
That might be the most one-sided game we've seen on stream. I mean, the Myanmar game was also pretty one-sided until it wasn't. But yeah, they take no prisoners. They seem to be ready for Kyrgyzstan tomorrow. And they will need to be, because Kyrgyzstan, just like them, they absolutely trashed everybody they played against. So that on paper is going to be an amazing matchup. I can't wait to see who actually takes that. It's a shame it's going to be a BO1. I wish there was a BO3, personally. Would be very, very entertaining to watch, I think. But yeah, that's the group stage. So we'll see who comes out on top. But again, whoever loses that match probably will still make it in second place. Because these two teams just look leagues above everybody else.
I gotta say, I think they're both content with their performance, and I'm glad neither of them has slipped up yet, just yet black. Because, like I said, if one of them slips up in one of the games, it means they're not qualified. And qualifying to the AEC in China is the main goal of these squads, and then they're taking it further and making it to the IESF World Esports Championships. And then obviously, because you go to LAN in China, you get top 4 to qualify. There's a bit more money involved. And yes, we know some of the players of Uzbekistan and Kyrgyzstan, but the region is still very underdeveloped. And for some of the unknown players or the lesser known players of these two nations, to get to that point and earn a bit of cash from esports might just be what, lets their family encourage them more and support them in their journey.
Yeah, and on top of that, it might be a stepping stone into a better team, higher team, whatever it might be, whether it's like a tier 2.5, tier 2 team, everybody starts somewhere, right?
Yeah.
And these kind of national tournaments, sounds kind of funny, but I don't know a better way to describe it, are a great stepping stone for that. Because let's say you play against China, right? And it is actually like Azure or something. And you have an outstanding performance. Chances are people are going to notice you. There's going to be lots of eyes on you, and you will get your chance to shine.
Absolutely. I mean, we were talking just a few weeks ago about Sanctity from Team Mongolia last year, right? He defeated quite single-handedly, well, not single-handedly, but like in dominating fashion, the likes of Team Nouns was qualified to TI, and then Navi saw that, spotted it, and now added him to their team, right? So this is definitely something that is very important, to play your very best with every single chance you have. If you've been grinding for all your life, 5, 10, 15, 20, you had the chance. This is a great way of showcasing your skill and, making a name for yourself and for your future career. And I gotta say, Speedy on this pudge really did just that in this game.
I would say the performance again. I feel like all the pudges we've seen today have been playing very, very well.
Yeah. All the supports we had today, actually, the supports have definitely been a standout for me in all the 3 games. As the Kyrgyzstan duo of supports was exceptional, and so were the ones from Uzbekistan, Speedy, in particular, impressing me with the pudge. It's also quite easy to see that when you are running flashy supports like the Pudges, the Rubiks, even the Elder Titan to some extent, right? When you are the one running a Shadow Demon, Vengeful, or whatever supports are, what's classic support, Disruptor, your impact is more, hidden, right, than flashy.
Yeah, it's much more subtle for sure. You're not the showman. You're more the manager of the showman. If that makes sense.
Yeah, maybe Disruptor not so much. Disruptor's quite flashy if you get like Aghanims, Blink, Jump In, Static Storm, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, he can be for sure. But yeah,
like Undying is never flashy. Like even if Grizzly would have been on the winning side here, we would have said, oh yes, this was a Undying. Well done. You know what I mean? It's one of these heroes that I'm glad to see it picked. 50% win rate thus far, right? 1 win, 1 loss in the Central Asian qualifiers. But I think the hero is in a really strange spot right now, Black. Do you think we're gonna get more Undying in the coming days?
I like Undying for what he is, but again, once you pick Undying, you need to make sure that you actually take care of his weaknesses, which is no lockdown. Once you put a tombstone down, most enemies just run away. And in order to really combat that, you need either some sort of Mars Arena, some sort of Disruptor, something to really keep them there. Because again, his biggest weakness is you literally just run away or TP out. And in a draft like they just had with the Undying, it's really impossible to do much at all.
Highlights 40-11. I don't even think I paid attention to the score of this game. I'm just looking right now, see how one-sided it was, and in the end it was the 42-11 finished when the good games were called. 22 minutes, Uzbekistan with the fastest victories today, 21 and 22 respectively. Escape, arguably MVP, 13-0-9, perfect score. I mean, I feel like I want to give it to the Podge again, but then giving 3 back-to-back game MVPs to supports might get me hated in the community.
I mean, again, I think it's a very strong showing. A lot of people made cases for the MVP appearance here. I think Podge is a very worthy candidate. So is the TA. I mean, who isn't? Again, like the OD also played some pretty amazing Dota. Yeah. The entire team. Tomorrow we'll really see what they're made of when they face the real adversaries, you know, like, cause we all know the enemies they face just now, they're a little bit out of the league.
Yeah, I mean, we were hoping to Tajikistan to put up a better fight, but this is their first game of the tournament as well, so
it's always tough. You go up against the Titans, you just want to play in your comfort zone, which I think that's how they ended up with this draft, right? They all just wanted to play the heroes that they like. That's not how competitive Dota works, unfortunately. That's like one of the biggest discoveries people make when they just break into the game.
Yeah.
As like an amateur team. You can't really just pick what you like. It still has to make sense. You know?
And I don't think they picked what they liked, I'll be honest. I think they just picked 3 or 4, arguably, of the heroes that they thought was good in the meta. I don't think they went for comfort picks, because if they did, this is going to sound very dire, ladies and gentlemen, they looked very uncomfortable at many points. Like, I would say, maybe with the exception of the Undying, everybody else felt like they were playing something they're not an expert on. You know what I mean? Like, we earlier saw Kyrgyzstan, both games, they ran 2 heroes that they were completely grandmasters in. And even when they were losing some fights or skirmishes, they were still shining on the heroes to some extent because they're experts on those heroes. Whereas here for Tajikistan, I feel like they went for the SF, the Weaver, because they are considered S-tier picks in Tier 1 Dota, but I don't think OSS or the Weaver player actually favored these 2 heroes that much. Or they might do and they just got completely shut down.
Yeah, that is always an option too. Like, you can be as comfortable as you want. When an enemy puts you in a position like that and puts so much pressure on you, no matter how comfortable you feel, you probably will feel like you're super uncomfortable just because of all the pressure that's on you. So again, worthy victor. They're now 2-0. Kyrgyzstan is 2-0. Tomorrow is the grand final of that particular part of the qualifier. It's going to be pretty epic. Fully expecting to see both of them though in China. And yeah, what else do they have to show?
I mean, they have to show us a hard-fought battle that is close between the 2 of them, and not one-sided, or like not with the team making a lot of mistakes. Black, I think that's what we want to see, because like you said, I would say 98% guarantee both will make it into the China qualifier. But this moment in the tournament, after you realize, okay, they are the big dogs, they are the favorites, they are probably going to make it, but then you need to see them play at a really good level that makes you believe they will be a contender when they get to China.
Very true, very true. But how much time is there till China? Roughly
2 months? I want to say 2 months.
Roughly 2 months. So there's a lot of room for improvement. So even if you struggle now a little bit at certain areas of the game, by the time you get to China, you've had plenty of time to work on those. So whatever condition they leave these qualifiers in, I expect them to be way better once the actual tournament hits.
Of course, and we're still probably a couple of patches away from that point, as we have a few tournaments in between now and then. That would be very close, actually, to TI, or at the same time as TI, I want to say. So I want to really analyze, when we get closer to the date, how is the meta of, Tier 2, Tier 3 Dota, national Dota, shifting around the Tier 1 international meta that will be up front and center in those weeks in September. But with that being said, Black, that is going to be the end for our first, South Asian qualifier for Dota 2 here for the IESF. Before we go, I want to ask, do you have any final words you'd like to say to the stream?
Final words I'd like to say to the stream. It's been a long day for me today. But it has been a very fun day of lots of up and downs. My personal highlight of the day was still the Myanmar game. Like, I've been in a situation like that before where we have absolutely crushed the opponent and then we were just way too confident, make a couple of dumb mistakes. But ultimately, even though there was like a 30k goal comeback almost, we pulled it back through staying calm, making great decisions together as a team. And I think I was really impressed by that, because it's not easy to stay calm when you make so many mistakes in a row, so many unforced errors in a row, to then clutch it out like that. And then in the interview, it was like the most humble guy ever. It was just fantastic. It was my moment of the day for sure.
Yeah, we've been getting lots of humble kings over the last few weeks in this qualifier, so it's good to see. First of all, despite being so skilled, such as like Myanmar players, they're also humble, and also, they keep a bit of pride for the nation. Sometimes when you play for an organization, you might get a bit cocky, you might want to play the bad guy, but when you're representing your home country, you want to make the best impression possible to showcase, the quality of people that you have in your home nation.
100%.
So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching and joining us for the first day of the IESF Asian qualifiers. You had Oceania Grand Finals and you had the starter for Southeast and Central Asia. But tomorrow we will return with the final pieces of action of Southeast Asia and Central Asia as well. I was Waxton, joined by Black. Give this man a follow on his Twitch because he's working really hard and he's really good at what he does. And we shall see you tomorrow with more Dota 2 international